Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Aaron Gabriel Rodriguez, and here with me is.
Hi guys, this is Rafael Ruiz, and I am the owner of Sakura here in Orland, California.
Nice to meet you, Rafael.
Nice to meet you, man.
Alright, so to get started, I kind of want to describe the culture here at Sakura Hut. So, what is Sakura Hut to you, and can you describe the concept of this as well?
Yeah, so Sakura Hut is a takeout sushi spot that we thought of about 2 years ago. I got the name from this TV show that I was watching and then just kind of brought it to life. So we have a dining outside experience or takeout, or you can come and eat at the bar, but basically it's just kind of a laid back setting to come grab some sushi.
Okay. Can you discuss the importance of customer feedback and reviews in improving the restaurant's offerings?
So, customers have, everything to say about your spot when they try it out. Their opinions really do matter just because you are, catering to their needs and their likes, dislikes. You really have to listen to what the customer's telling you, depending on whether it's good review or, positive feedback or negative feedback, and you really have to work off of that. The customers do know what they are talking about, even if you don't agree with it. They are coming from a certain point of view, and it helps you, either better yourself or make changes that will better your restaurant or establishment.
Definitely. What was the adaptation process of indulging in a different culture that differentiates from yours?
So as far as adapting, I feel like our cultures, although they are different, have a lot of similarities. A lot of hardworking people, just kind of going out there and getting it in means of just working hard. So it wasn't too difficult. The culture aspect of it is a little different, but I feel like the cooking aspect isn't so much. There's a lot of similarities. So in the adapting process, I think it was pretty straightforward. I wouldn't say easy, but it definitely, I feel like I blended in with it.
Definitely. Can you tell me a little bit about your background and what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
So my parents have been working since, as long as they can remember. They didn't necessarily finish school, and they definitely pushed me to, be better than them. With that, the way they did show me and try to apply those values were just kind of work hard at everything you did. So that's what we've been doing at every job that I've had, at every establishment that I've worked at. It's just giving it 100%, and sometimes you do learn a lot of skills along the way. So just working hard and trying to figure it out as you go, getting the best out of your work.
Definitely. So what inspired you to open a sushi restaurant in particular?
The experience. I worked in sushi for about 9 years. So it's been quite a long time. It's a lot of experience. You learn a lot of things, and I feel like if you do like something that you're doing, you enjoy it, you go out there and you try to, further your experience, further your skills, and get better at it. And if you do, it opens up a lot of doors for a lot of different things. So, it's just the experience that I had, and I really took a liking to it, and then I just continued it, and so, to see where it took me to.
Yeah. What has been the most rewarding aspect of being an entrepreneur for yourself?
The most rewarding is, you get to, work with your family or loved ones or people that you can trust. And, you really do get to choose who you're working with, who your partners are, and, in some places you can't, you don't choose, you're stuck with whoever it is. You try your best, and maybe sometimes you feel like they don't give 100% like you, but it's your family. So from what I've seen, they do have, the best interests, and they go 100% for you. And, it's a lot funner than having to be forced to work in a certain environment that you're not comfortable in. So I think that's probably the most rewarding thing for sure.
Okay. How do you stay updated with the latest sushi trends and innovations in the culinary industry?
In the culinary aspect, I feel like it's just a lot of, we eat food all the time. We try different flavors. You see what goes, what doesn't. You make things, and you kind of see your people's or your immediate family or whoever you're having try your food, their aspect and their, opinions of the food you're making. You're always trying new things. You can get creative, And now it's easier to keep in touch with that because we have, easy access to Instagram, Facebook, social media that is always showing you different things, especially if that's what you're into. But just when you're in that culinary experience, you're in the food industry, you're always trying different things, you're always eating, you're always hungry, so it gives you a lot of room to like play around with things and figure things out that way.
Definitely. So what advice would you give to an aspiring entrepreneur who's just starting their journey?
Definitely time management. Make sure you have priorities and then just continue working at it. Sometimes you're not going to get it right. Sometimes it's going to take a little longer than you expected, but it really does make a difference. Those who keep pushing and those who at a couple of failures say, okay, I'm going to go a different direction, So you just got to make sure your priorities are straight and that you're making sure things are getting done. And just continue hard working and not giving up at the first instant, second instant, and definitely keep pushing forward.
What advice would you give somebody who's interested in entering the restaurant industry, or specifically maybe sushi?
Patience, because nothing you do is going to be perfect at the first, and it might not even be perfect at the last, but you got to have a lot of patience with yourself, with the people you work with the quality of you're always trying to bring out the best quality, and that's probably why we're so picky and, so perfectionist, I guess you could say. Just a lot of patience and, be ready to feel like you're not sleeping and, but yeah, definitely patience for sure is going to be probably the most important thing you have to have.
Definitely. How do you handle competition, and how do you differentiate your business in the market?
So we always got to know that there's always going to be someone else trying to, make a name for themselves or, start off with a bang. You just got to keep, on your toes. If we get too comfortable and we feel like we're where we're supposed to be, but we're not, things could start slowly deteriorating in the sense of your quality, in the sense of your consistency. So you really have to be on your toes, even when you think you're at the top, because, anything can happen. Anyone can come by with the hot new thing, So you want to be relevant. You want to make sure that people know who you are. You want to make sure that the people enjoy the quality of your product. And the way I differentiate myself is just, trying to be as original as possible. At this point, a lot of things aren't as original, as you'd like them to be, because everyone's thought of whatever it is already once or twice.
Definitely.
But you try to bring as much as originality to the table as you can.
Definitely. What challenges did you face when initially establishing Sakura Hut, and how did you overcome them? Can you share any key lessons that you learned from your failures or setbacks?
So we have a really young staff here. It was a little hard to kind of take everything on my own. I wouldn't say on my own because we had so much help, but it's just the lack of experience that really made it tough. I wouldn't trade my crew for anybody, but the fact that, we had a lot of avoidable situations happen when we first started up just kind of, made me feel a little discouraged, So experiences like that give you a feeling of setbacks, but you learn from them and you gain experience, so it definitely does help out to fail a couple times.
Definitely. But how did you go upon starting the process of the funding experience, or how did you fund your business in general?
So I already had an idea that I did want to open something up of the sort. At first it was just supposed to be a food truck or maybe a food stand or something. So I just been working really hard, to kind of gather something up to be able to start something small. I did speak to a couple of family members who also had similar ideas, of wanting to start something up like this. So I just, chose my team. We talked it out, made sure we had similar goals, similar standards, and we started this off. They helped out, I helped out. We all tried a little bit. It was a long process, after working at where I was working for, a good 6-7 years. We did what we could to continue maintaining funds to be able to open this place up.
Definitely.
So it was a little bit of help from everybody. Basically, I'm grateful to have such a close family that's willing to pitch in whatever way possible. Everyone did pitch in. We have, family members that are diverse in the work industry, from construction to concrete to just, everything. So everyone just kind of pitched in a little bit, whether it's with funding or just helping out, the building up of this place. Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of everybody. So that definitely helped out a lot.
How do you prioritize and make decisions in a fast-paced and competitive business environment?
So like I mentioned earlier, patience is really crazy important, just because when you get caught up, in the fast pace of everything and the craziness, if you're not really patient and have that calmness of mind, it will get to you, and you're not able to make those rash decisions. So you really have to be able to keep composure, keep calm, and you also got to think about, you're leading this place, you're the one making the decisions. So just trying to keep calm in every situation, keep my composure, and just keep chugging along as best as possible we can. Giving it 100%. If you're not giving it 100%, then you're lacking in whatever aspect it is. So you got to just keep working. The experience will come. The pace will come. You just do the best you can in those situations and go from there. So
definitely. So on that topic, I kind of want to ask, how important do you think the communication has to be in the business environment, especially here in the restaurant aspect?
Communication is everything. I mean, I say a lot of different things are everything, but it's a little of everything that you got to give it 100% to. Whether it's communication or composure. The communication aspect is really important because you have to know, what your partner's thinking, what the fryer guy's thinking, or you can't necessarily read their minds, so you got to make sure that you're all on the same page, so you guys are working like a nice, well-oiled machine, and making sure that every area of your workplace is covered. Basically, just keep continuing. It doesn't hurt to ask any certain question if you have a question or you're confused about whatever it is. Just stay on top of communication is what I always tell my guys, just so they're all on the same page and they're working pretty smoothly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That kind of goes into my next topic in a sort. How do you handle the challenges related to team management or leadership within your restaurant business?
I try to lead by example, so I wouldn't ask anybody to do anything I wouldn't do. So, lead by example, let them know how I would be expected to do it. My standards should match their standards, and they should always be trying to surpass me, No one's looked down upon here. Everyone's doing their best, and if everyone's doing their best, then that's more than, enough for me. So, just leading by example. If I want, something done specifically, I'll teach them by example, and then they'll go from there. Communication is key, so talking to them, making sure it's more of a message instead of scolding them.
Definitely.
People make mistakes. You make mistakes. We make mistakes. So we can't scold anybody for making a mistake. You just want to continue trying to teach them the right way. And if for example, I think leading by example is the best way. So that's the way I find more effective.
Now, although it might not apply directly, how important do you think technology is when it comes to the restaurant aspect? How much has it helped you in general?
It has helped a lot. I mean, right now we aren't necessarily a dine-in restaurant. We are a takeout, so we have just the one window to be able to take the orders and give orders out as well. Mm-hmm. For example, our POS system has helped tremendously with being able to place orders, or being pretty straightforward with our menu. We also have these small buzzers that will ring when your order is ready. Okay. So instead of having to take time and lose efficiency by having to take out the orders, the customer can just come to the window and pick it up whenever it's ready. So I mean, technology is helping out a lot, and I'm sure it helps out in even dine-in restaurants.
No, definitely.
Because time is efficiency. So if you lose the efficiency, then you start lagging a little bit, and things start falling behind. So technology is a huge help for sure.
So a little bit on that topic. I mean, you mentioned the little buzzers. do you feel like that kind of like has made your restaurant a little bit better? I mean, mainly, especially from the fact that you don't have to yell out the window and saying, "Hey, order number this and this."
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's helped out a little bit as well?
Most definitely, yeah. Just because, yeah, things like that. For example, little situations like, we can only yell so loud, and we have a line, and we don't want to be yelling in people's ears. It just seems a little less unprofessional. So we don't want to. We want to keep it as professional as possible. As time as efficient as possible. They help out definitely with our time management and making sure that the customer gets their order in a timely manner as well.
So, kind of going to our last question for this interview, what future plans do you have for your sushi restaurant, such as expansion or introducing new concepts that you have in mind?
So I would love to have a restaurant, a dine-in restaurant. Like I said, right now everything's dine outside. It's really nice outside, but weather does play a big factor in whether we get busy or not. Sometimes it's a little too hot to want to sit outside, or it's too cold, or even the rain affects us tremendously. So my future plans are to hopefully one day open a dine-in restaurant with a nice, possibly similar aesthetic, but we do want to open something up that can kind of cater to everyone, at any time of the day or any time of the weather. So those are our plans for the future. But for right now, it's just, getting this place up and running and making sure that our name is, at the best top quality we can give it,
Definitely. Do you feel like you, by owning your own company, you put in more hours than you would do for say a 9 job or 9 to 5? Sorry.
Yeah. No. I do think so, but it's with great payout. I feel because you're building for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. Right now, we are trying to just keep it family based. So being able to open up jobs for family members, your loved ones, and then even being able to spend time with them. You wouldn't be able to do that at a normal 9 to 5,
No, definitely.
So it does feel really good to open up, and provide jobs for people, for close ones. And again, we're building towards something, I know that right now, we still have to get the kinks in, and we still have to take off a little bit, but in the future, hopefully, my son can benefit from this.
Definitely.
And it'll give me a little more time with my family, because time is everything. So I just think that you do put the hours in, but it's well worth it at the very end.
The reward is greater.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Do you feel like this is kind of like, I don't want to say your baby, but like your creation in a
yeah.
sort, like,
Yeah.
like this is yours in your hand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just want to make sure that your name isn't tainted by anything that's avoidable, or any lack of attention from yourself. You're always on top of it. You dream of it. You go to sleep thinking about it. How you can make things better or improve anything in your restaurant, anything in your establishment. It's your livelihood. So
Definitely.
it's everything you think about, everything that you want to put your everything into, your 100%, your whole mentality. You're focused on just this place, and I know that eventually it'll be able to run on its own, a little more on its own, or with a good staff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we're building towards. Making sure that the standards and morale here, the morals, are set in stone. So it's passed on from employee to employee.
Definitely. So I guess kind of to wrap it up, and it's kind of referring towards the beginning of this whole concept, was there ever a time or place where you thought, there's no way this can happen? Or
oh yeah, even now, yeah, I still think like, this is amazing, this is crazy. I mean, it definitely has its lows, but it definitely has its highs as well. It's just, I think to myself, why me? But then I think about everything, and it's, you see all the work you put into it, you see all the, blood, sweat, tears that you put into it, the time you've put into it, and why it's you,
Definitely.
You've worked hard for it, you know that you've been up at, sleepless nights trying to figure things out, trying to better your place, your establishment. It seems surreal, but, the more I think about it, I mean, we've been working hard for this, so I feel like, it's a little more realistic now than it was before. So, but yeah, for sure.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Rafael.
man. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Alrighty. And that's the end of the interview. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.